confidence interval by Anika, Josh, and Haley. The conditions for using a confidence interval are: it is an SRS and the sampling distribution is approximately normal. The level C confidence interval for mu is x bar plus or minus mo. Mo equals z star times the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. The value C is between negative z star and positive z star under a standard normal curve. A small margin of error makes us more confident that the poll's results are close to the true figures. Chapter 10 Review. Example E. The mean yield of corn in the U.S. is at 120 bushels per acre. A survey of 20 farmers this year gives a sample mean yield of X bar equal to 123.8 per acre. We want to know whether this is good enough evidence that the national mean this year is not 120 bushels. The standard deviation of yield in this population is equal to 10. We will test our hypothesis at the 5% significant level. Step 1. Identify the population and parameter of interest. State the null and alternate hypotheses. The population is bushels of corn per acre in the U.S. The parameter of interest is the mu yield per acre. HO equals mu equals 120. HA equals mu is not equal to 120. Step 2. Identify the statistical procedure you should use. Then state and verify the conditions required for using the procedure. Since we know the standard deviation, we will use a one-sample z-test. Since n equals 20, the population is normally distributed. We are not told it's an SRS and may not be able to generalize our results. Since n is equal to 20, the central limit theorem does not ensure the sample to be normal. We will proceed with caution. Step 3. Calculate the test statistic and p-value. Illustrate this by using a graph. After we plug in our values, we have a p-value of 2 times 0.0446 equal to 0.0892. Step 4. State your conclusion in clear, complete sentences. If the true mu is 120 bushels, then there is an 8.92% chance of obtaining a random sample whose mu bushel count is not 120. Our results are not significant enough to reject the null hypothesis. Part 2 of Example E. Give a 95% confidence interval. Once we plug in all our values to the confidence interval equation, we are left with 123.8 plus or minus 4.383, giving us the 95% confidence interval between 119.417 and 128.18.
The confidence interval equation is x bar plus or minus z star times standard deviation over the square root of n. A condensed version of the inference toolbox. 1. State the population, parameter, HO, and HA. 2. Identify your procedures and verify the conditions. 3. If the conditions are met, carry out the procedures. 4. Interpret your results. Definition of margin of error. Expressing the amount of random sampling error in a survey's results. The larger the MOE, the less confidence the poll's reported results are close to the true figures.